Bonjour! Today is vlog day 566. Good morning, it's Friday and it's a full day of English teaching. So we haven't done an update video in a long time, like when I answer those reflection questions, or reflection video, I guess. I figured that today is probably a good day to do that, keep it simple, actually get something done, because otherwise I'm going to be sitting in a classroom all day. First question, if I accomplished what I set out to do this week and how things are going for next week, basically how things are going this week and next week, yes, I feel like, and not only just this week, but this last month, in January, I guess this is the January reflection, like hitting it pretty well. Averaged 4 runs a week, every week. Last week we hit 4. The week before we only hit 3, but the week before that we hit 5. So hitting the 4 runs a week mark. I hit my 10K mark this week, trying to go for a long run every week, so that's good on that horse. And the calorie counting is back on point this week as well. So all of that seems really good with like the dieting side of things. The Agner's box side seems really good as well. Getting good notes back from Richard. Getting to that point where I'm feeling like I'm ready to query with it. The query that I wrote for it I think is great. I just need to write a synopsis for it now. But the query is ready. I have a list of agents ready. We're gonna talk more about agents next week. Yeah, I feel like we're on our way to 2 of those bottles up there, Agner's box bottle and weight bottle. I think we're very well on our way. So that means that this week and this last month, I think we did well. This coming week and coming month, it means it's time to start querying. It's time to start really getting serious about getting the book in front of people and selling it. Similarly with the weight loss, gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Gotta keep running, gotta keep calorie counting. And I really think that we're gonna end up meeting our goal, hopefully in February. If not, hopefully early March. But I mean, February would be ideal. Please, I just want to be done with this. Just want to be done with this diet. What French word or phrase did I learn this week? Parler français comme un vache espagnol. We actually learned a few things this week because we made that video about idioms, which should be released by now. Cheryl said she was releasing it today, so I will link to that below as well as hit the I. But if you want to see Cheryl, Andrea, and I fumble our way through a bunch of idioms and trying to explain why they don't really why it's awkward that they translate directly, but it's ridiculous, but it was fun, and that was my favorite. Speaking of successful dieting, when you're up before the market's done setting up, you know you're up way too early. Question 3, any immigration updates or settling in France updates? And yes, from this month, big update is that the prefecture actually seems to be accepting my dossier finally and moving forward. From the week, the update was that I got freaked out because I received a letter, and letters from the prefecture are bad. It's the only way that they reject you is through the mail. Otherwise, they're supposed to be emailing me questions or texting me to say that it's ready, that like my cheat seizure is ready to pick up. So that was a very stressful moment when I got a letter, and it turned out that they just wanted to send me a little how-to on how to pay the tax on my visa, which I already have. So that was both unnecessary and ridiculously stressful for a moment. How about what I wrote this week / month? Finally finished Agner's box, which is good, obviously. That took a lot of work. Got that. Oh. That was close. So I'm glad I finished that. And this week, I finished my query, which I think is pretty strong. That's not bad for writing, finishing a book in a query. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's accomplished. On the vlogging part, I feel like things are on the up and up, especially with the editorial calendar coming in. This is not my train. No. None of my trains are coming for a while. What? But yeah, getting back to the editorial calendar I think will be really good. I feel like things have been a little bit off last month because I was so focused, like I just kind of had to focus on other things a little bit more than my vlog prep, but I'm looking forward to getting back to that. Yeah, overall feeling pretty good. I've been enjoying some little tricks that I've been pulling here and there, especially with my transitions. I think I'm growing. I think it's coming along. And I'm excited to see it grow, like subscriber-wise, and everything else is actually really cool too, so that's pretty nuts. Turns out I can take this train, at least according to Google. Yeah, and according to the sign down there, it should be good. It's supposed to be a cheat day, but we'll see how well I cheat. I'm not doing very well at that. So social life, sleep, and exercise. Exercise is obviously going great. Sleep, okay. I've been getting up early to make sure I get stuff done this week since I've had to work in the afternoons, and it's nice to have to get up early. You just feel a lot more productive in the morning when you really need to get stuff done. So that's been really good. The social life has also been pretty much on par. I hung out with Holly and Pushan, and I saw Natasha yesterday and Rena. Went and hung out with Andrea and Cheryl, which I will again link to that video below. Went and did yoga. So, you know, got a fair amount of socializing in, and it felt balanced with everything else I was getting done during the week. So yeah, feeling really good overall on all three. I could use more sleep right now. I wish I had gotten more than whatever 5 or 6 hours I got last night, but you know what? That's what cheap, crappy coffee is for. Tasty lunch, but probably a good sign is that leaves me feeling not great. I need to stop eating that stuff. So, getting close to the end of the list. On the ups and downs side of things, definitely feeling really good about the books, obviously. Happy to have met some new people this week. But that was in meeting new people, like Rena, who I was hanging out with last night. That was, that came about of the embarrassing variety. The embarrassing thing that happened this week was in how I didn't RSVP to Cheryl's birthday dinner, then realized it was her birthday dinner, and then was like, oh yeah, I gotta go to that, and then didn't say anything until like the last minute, and then caused kind of a kerfuffle and almost didn't go, and then went and had a great time. It was good to see Cheryl and had a lot of fun hunting down cider for her, although finding good cider in Paris is apparently a real challenge. But yeah, that was really fun. It was mildly embarrassing, but it was also really fun. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I did this week that was particularly embarrassing. I'm sure I had my moments, but you know, doing yoga and being incredibly inflexible was mildly embarrassing. I've never been super flexible, but I definitely used to be more flexible than I am, so I want to get on top of that. Anyways, that's about that. I have been chatting with my family some this week, but not as much as I would like to. So January has gone with good familial contact, I think. I guess they can let me know how they feel about it too. And how about you? How was your week? What were your highs and lows for the last week or the last month of the vlog? Any highlights? Anything you hope I never do again? Are you completely opposed to me doing vlogs in French? That elicited a very good and negative response all at the same time. But yeah, I'd love to hear it. I gotta go back to teaching English here, and I think I'm just gonna leave things there for the day. But January was actually a really good month. I had a really good time. I do need to get the labels. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to print labels without my own printer. I might have to just get a printer that works because my printer is dead. So I'll see if I can get a printer and then print the labels, and then the postcards for Patreon will be on their way. And otherwise, yeah, I mean, more updates to come, more stuff on the way, blah, blah, blah. Hope you have a great weekend. I will see you again tomorrow morning as my weekend begins. And hopefully you'll be there too. If you don't mind, I'd love it if you'd subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Leave a like, comment below, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Adios.